The A's offense came alive last night, belting out 8 runs on 15 hits, but more importantly, getting clutch hitting with men in scoring position. The Athletics' record at home is outstanding, and with their recent revamped lineup, they will look to do some damage this week here at the Coliseum. Tonight, it should be a duel on the mound as Ben Sheets and King Felix Hernandez do battle in the final game of this short 2-game set. It's the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners coming up next. Tuesday night baseball from the Oakland Coliseum. The A's are hoping to repeat what they did last night. Lots of offensive heroes last night. The A's had 15 hits en route to their 8-4 victory, so they'll try to make it 2 in a row tonight, and we got what we think is a marquee pitching matchup. Second game of this short 2-game series. The Mariners and the Athletics coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Keipel. That marquee matchup, Ben Sheets and Felix Hernandez. And Ben Sheets is coming off a pretty good start, but he's also dealing with a sore mouth. Had a root canal, right?
He had that yesterday, but if Ben pitches anything like he did in his last 2 starts and forgets about Tampa and Toronto, he'll be just fine. But as we talk, he's starting to be more of a pitcher, and I think that is a key for him. Nice little cutter slider that he's throwing, fastball inside, of course, a great curveball. He's throwing a changeup, so he's throwing 4 different pitches that are very good right now. And if he continues to do that, he could be great.
And we all know how good Felix Hernandez is. He pitched on opening night here in Oakland. Pitched pretty well, was a little wild that night, but the numbers are not there right now for Hernandez.
Well, very hard to believe in his last 4 starts. No decision and 3 losses. Talking to some of the Mariners people, they say it's time for him to break out. And if he does, he could be a very difficult customer. He has all the pitches, excellent fastball, changeup is great, curveball is great. He's a fantastic pitcher. He's got a big contract, but I think right now he's not getting the offensive support that he's gotten in the past.
Well, the A's had 6 extra base hits last night, 15 hits total. They will try to do it again tonight, but it'll be Sheets and Hernandez. We are looking forward to that pitching matchup. We'll have lineups at first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum. It's the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. in for game 2 of this 2-game series. The A's and the Seattle Mariners. Ben Sheets, Kurt Suzuki, and the rest of the A's head out to the field. Sheets finishing up his warm-up tosses. We're just about ready to go. Game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free and the boardwalk is open this weekend. It's cool, 59 degrees, just a little breeze. But it's a pretty nice night. Puffy clouds over top. Here's the Seattle Mariners starting lineup for tonight's game. Ichiro Suzuki leads off, then it's Figgins, Gutierrez, Lopez, Griffey, Kochman, Wilson, Johnson, and Michael Saunders. Defensively for the Athletics, Cust, Davis, and Sweeney in the outfield, Kuzminoff, Pennington, Rosales, Martin on the infield, and Kurt Suzuki catches Ben Sheets.
Today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers, and there they are for Big Ben Sheets. His ninth start, opening day starter for the Athletics, and it was against the Seattle Mariners. Record of 2-3, ERA coming down. When you give up 17 earnings, there's 2 starts for 7 1/3 innings. That can elevate it quickly, but Ben is starting to see it come down. And one thing we've always noticed about Ben, he does not waste any time getting the ball and pitching.
Ichiro in the hole. Pennington, backhand, quick throw, and they got him.
What a great play. What a great play to start the game. And quick release by Cliff Pennington, and he used the turf to bounce the ball out in front intentionally because of the way he got rid of the ball. Ichiro out of the box so quickly and just unloaded. And a great stretch on the other end by Derek Barton.
See where Pennington's playing, Ray. A couple steps in from his normal position.
A great replay from the outfield camera. You could see bob of the ball momentarily. So I said he used the turf intentionally. Maybe not. Maybe did not have a good enough grip on it. And that is a time you don't have a lot of time to spin the ball in your glove like he was talking last night and try to throw out somebody. Good job of stretching Derek Barton. Boy, he does such a great job, and good call by the first base umpire, Bill Walkie.
Sean Figgins behind in the count 1-2. Look at the career average and look at the batting average here in 2010.
Talking to Sean briefly tonight, and he said no panic. He said when it's all said and done, the season's over. It'll be up where it's supposed to be. But the problem, you can't get buried too quickly. You get quarter way into the season, trying to catch up when you're playing every day. That's a whole bunch of hits you have to get up to respectability.
This is game number 39 for the Mariners. They are 14-24. 3-2 to Figgins. Fouls it straight back.
I guess Ben's tooth and jaw still hurting because he is not chewing gum. Last 2 starts he was. Got the full beard going though.
Slice to left field, but Cust gets over there. And he's got it.
Now there's a big difference there. That's ball 4. Pitch was down low. You could say it's close enough that Figgins felt he had a swing, but he takes that pitch. He's a first and a threat to steal. Pitch is down. Just a slicing drive to left field. Very catchable.
And you know what, Ray? If he's hitting 300, he probably takes it, and it's ball 4.
That's right. Good point. Unfortunately, guys try to get those 8 hits on 1 at bat. You just can't do it.
First pitch to Franklin Gutierrez is a strike. The Mariners have lost 3 in a row and 5 out of their last 6, and they are 6-14 on the road. And the A's have won 5 of the 8 games played between these 2 teams so far this year.
Start last night by Gio Gonzalez. Broke the A's 5-game losing streak. 7 innings. That's so important for a pitcher to walk off the mound, and Gio did proudly last night with 7 innings.
Picked up win number 4.
You know what Jake Fox was talking about, because he was really talking, and so last night when Gio came out, how Dallas Braden was talking to him with a lot of encouragement. Jake probably would enjoy having people around to visit with.
It's fun to talk to. Roll foul. Count remains 2-2 to Gutierrez with Jose Lopez in the on-deck circle. Just underway from the Coliseum. A's win last night by a final score of 8-4, banging out 15 hits. The Mariners had just 6 hits. Curveball grounded. Pennington to his left throws Gutierrez up. Ben Sheets has a 3-up, 3-down top of the first inning. So King Felix set to take the mound. No score after a half an inning. The first inning, here's the A's lineup. Pennington, Barton, Sweeney, Suzuki, Kuzmanov, Cust, Chavez, Rosales, and Davis. Defensively for the Mariners, Saunders, Gutierrez, and Suzuki in the outfield. Lopez, Wilson, Figgins, Kotchman on the infield. Rob Johnson will catch tonight. And the big guy, Felix Hernandez, on the mound. First pitch, a fastball outside to Pennington. Cliff hitting .237 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. He was 1 for 5 last night and a stolen base. Struck out a couple of times. There's a strike. 2-1.
All fastballs from King Felix, trying to establish his #1 pitch early, which he will throw in the mid to upper 90s. He has a good one.
Again at 3-1, pumps the fastball in there. Pennington fouls it back.
If you have the kind of fastball that King Felix has, there was no reason really early to do anything except establish the 1 pitch. 9th start for him, 2-3 record, sub-4 earned run average. 22 walks, 6 of those came in the 1 game against the A's opening night.
Fly ball left field. Michael Saunders is there. And that is out #1 here in the bottom of the first. So Derek Barton will hit.
Felix Hernandez had no decision against the A's opening night, even though through 5 innings he had a 3-0 lead. His last 4 starts, 0-3, 623 on run average. 5 home runs. We're talking about the king here.
Yeah. A couple of those starts, he had a little bit of a sore back, which people seem to think that affected him somewhat. His last start, though, was a good one at Baltimore. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. 7 strikeouts, and he was feeling good because he left with a 5-1 lead going to the 8th inning. The bullpen allowed 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and the Mariners lost. So Hernandez thought he had a win. Turns out to be a no decision, but that is his last start, and it was a good one.
3 pretty good takes by Derek Barton to run the count to 3-0.
Down at the knees for a strike, 3-1.
He did a good job against Hernandez at opening night. And he had the lead and 1 hit through 5 innings. We're in the 7th inning, 2/3 of an inning, 25 pitches.
Barton drives one down the right field line into the corner, and it's fair. Ichiro picks it up, and Derek Barton has a double. So Derek Barton, building on a 3-for-3 night last night, doubles in his first at bat tonight.
And that's what happens when you work the count into your favor. You got a fastball count. And this location, supposed to be outside. Rob Johnson reached back inside where the pitch was. And a double stayed in the park over the head of Ichiro. Well, it might bounce into the seats for a ground rule double, but it got down on the corner quickly. Stayed in the yard.
First pitch to Ryan Sweeney, hitting in the 3rd spot, is a bit low.
Ball carried him off the wall, and Ichiro kind of overran and missed the ball, but a double was enough for Derek Barton, especially the arm of Ichiro in right field.
A lot of good things offensively for the A's last night. One of them was 6 extra base hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and a couple of home runs. And the A's are not a team, as we know, they're going to hit a lot of home runs, but you can do a lot of damage with extra base hits, and the A's did that last night.
Well, those 2 2-run home runs were with 2 outs, so 4 of the first 7 runs came with 2 outs, and those are always great runs to get.
Two and one now to Sweeney with Kurt Suzuki in the on-deck circle. Sweeney 299 with a homer and 19 RBIs. That is Ryan Roland Smith, who had an ugly, ugly line last night. And there it is.
Well, if he gets another start, then it's not so ugly.
You better be careful, because he has not had a good year. Another hitter's count against Hernandez, 3-1 to Sweeney. Sweeney, a base hit to left field. Barton had a hole to make sure that it went through, so he'll get held up at 3rd.
Check out our keys to the game, brought to you by Toyota. Opening night, redo. Sheets in Phoenix, of course, mentioned that, and continue the good advance. Ben Sheets would like that with some runs aboard. Runs equals confidence. And that's exactly right. You get runs on the board, pitcher gets a lot of confidence. It's a funny way to spell redo, isn't it? R-E-D-U-X?
Yeah.
That Delaire, boy, he's an amazing. He's so articulate.
Took a lot of French in high school. Delaire Lewis, our Emmy Award-winning producer.
Tommy Ends is going to be like Brooks Robinson, Jim Cott. So many Emmys, 16 Gold Gloves for those 2 guys. And
start giving them to family members.
Yeah, just start giving them. There's another one. Let's see, who do I give this one to?
Yep. These are the people we work with, folks.
That's why they are the best.
Suzuki rolls over on a pitch into the dugout. So 0-2. 1st and 3rd for the A's, 1 out. When you get a chance against King Felix, you better take advantage, because you may not get a whole lot of them. And the A's have one here.
Mr. and Mrs. Suzuki, they were in Anaheim and came up north to watch their son play this series.
Nice block by the catcher, Rob Johnson.
That's a big time run saver there. That is a great block, especially a hard breaking ball. Ball hit the dirt, came up, went into the mitt, but Johnson, good job getting his body in front of the ball.
Suzuki got a hanger there and he ripped it into the seats. Foul.
The guy in the seat was happy for the redo.
The redux. Base hit left field. The A's are going to take the lead here in the first. So Kurt Suzuki with an RBI hit. 1-0 Athletics.
Another hanging breaking ball. Actually, back-to-back hangers from Felix Hernandez. And even though you fouled one, you say, boy, I just missed that pitch a little bit too quick. But it came right back with another one. Ball running in. Maybe it seemed like a breaking ball at first saw. It might have been a fastball that just ran back in the wheelhouse of Suzuki. And there's our boy. Yeah, that's our boy. And here's actually Don Wakamatsu is going out to pay a visit. It is walk, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Normally the pitching coach comes out unless manager has a message he wants to deliver himself with. Sometimes you tell a pitching coach what you'd like to say to the pitcher, and it doesn't come out, like passing those.
Yep.
So Walk decides to go himself.
There's your umpires. Jim Reynolds calling balls and strikes. So a run in, and Kevin Kuzmanov steps up first and second. Still just one out. 22 pitches in the first inning for Hernandez. 2-run homer to deep right center this night for Kuzmanov. His third of the year. So he takes over the RBI lead for the Athletics with his 20. Sweeney's got 19. Pennington's got 17. Kurt Suzuki just picked up RBI number 13. Breaking ball outside. Trying to keep track of that Angels-Rangers game in Anaheim. But it's a wild one, folks. It's 7-7 in the 6th inning. And it has gone back and forth.
Angels had a 7-3 lead at one
Not
time.
long ago, yeah. Good fastball there, right on the outside corner, 94 miles an hour. Kuzmanov shoots from foul into the seats.
Big hit in the first inning last night. Kevin Kuzmanov, Ryan Roland-Smith, fastball away over the Xfinity sign in right center. A 2-run shot. That'll be the first of 2 the A's will hit. Kuzmanov, if he can hit one out right center here, nighttime, it's not a park that can hold it.
Broken bat. Charging is the shortstop Wilson. He'll go to first to get the out there. Both the runners move up.
Only one play for Josh Wilson. He knew it. He said the bat was broken. So just total concentration on fielding the ball and a strong throw to first. Josh Wilson, very good shortstop. The other Wilson, Jack, also very good.
So Cuss steps in. Good start for Cuss. 4 for 10 since coming back to the big leagues. 2 for 4 last night, scored a couple of runs. Talked to him after the game.
Happy to be back, is Jack, and happy to have him back. And there's that threat we're talking about in the middle of the lineup, so it's good to see him there. 4 line drives, 4 singles that he's hit since he's come back.
That one hit high and foul toward the A's bullpen, and it will drop into the seats. So 1-1 the count. Cust, 84 home runs hit in the last 3 years. '25 and 70 RBIs last year. Lots of walks, lots of strikeouts. There's no secret with Jack Cust's numbers.
Nothing wrong with those first 2 numbers, though. 26-80, 233-77, 25-70. Power hitters a lot of times going to strike out a lot.
Fastball on the inside corner, 2-2. A's have scored once on 3 hits, and maybe just as important, they are making Hernandez work here in the first inning. Good swing there by Cust. 32 pitches now for King Felix. He's ready to go. He's got gum, Ray.
He's back. He didn't have it the first inning.
Yeah. Forget that root canal. Chew gum with a root canal.
Just don't chew on that side.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, 95 miles per hour. Side retired, but the A's get a run on 3 hits. We've played 1 at the Coliseum. 1-0 Athletics. Ben Sheets goes to work on Jose Lopez, top of the 2nd inning. Lopez, Griffey, and Kochman. A right-handed hitter, and then a couple of left-handed hitters. Lopez had a good night last night. 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. It's a line drive. Cust coming in and left, and he's going to play it on a hop. So Lopez as his third hit of the series.
Fans voting is now open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Help send your favorite A's player to this year's All-Star Game by voting up to 25 times at OaklandAthletics.com. Visit OaklandAthletics.com and cast your ballot now for your 2010 All-Stars. Vote early and often and as many times as you want. Just don't make it more than 25.
What? What did you just say?
It says vote early and often. Vote early and vote often, but no more than 25 times.
So vote as much as you want, just not more than 25 times. Griffey flies out to Rajay Davis for out number
1. Ben's feeling great. Ben was making those last two starts. I thought it was very impressive because so many times you see the pitcher chewing gum, he'll chew, but when he's getting the sign, he stops. But Ben just continues. So he can chew gum, get a sign, pitch, do all that. But he never chewed gum before the last two starts.
Huh.
So he kind of had his jaws tighten up too much, so he kind of chews.
Well, you got a root canal.
Yeah, probably right.
Rosales, nice play, out at second, double play, 4-6-3, and that will do it. A 5-pitch inning for Ben Sheets, and he gets the double play.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Pepsi Sports Highlight. You've been doing for the highlight.
Eric Chavez will lead it off here in the second. Chavez, Rosales, and Davis. 33 pitches in that first inning by Felix Hernandez. Good fastball there, and Chavez swings and misses. 1-1 the count. 250 the average for Eric. 1 homer and 9 runs batted in.
That's the pitch, the fastball inside, the two-seamer that likes to bring back to the inside corner to lefty. So far, it's not moving that much. Maybe the velocity is too high for him to get the movement. But it could be a very tough pitch on lefties.
And once again, Hernandez gets an ace hitter into a hitter's count. It's 3-1. He's been behind almost every hitter so far early in this game. Down the left field line. Saunders over, and it drops just foul.
Ball 4, but Chavez trying to get his swing. It's a lefty last night. He's not in the lineup.
This is the 27th start for Eric Chavez as the designated hitter. This is game number 40 for the A's. Good swing there. He lines it, but right at the left fielder. Saunders. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. It's time now for our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn Gray question. Mark Rogers from Hayward asks, will any items from Dallas Braden's perfect game go to the Hall of Fame?
Always.
And that's it right there. His shoes and the baseball will go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Also, that the scorecard of one Mr. Mike Selleck, his media relations department.
What if you could go back to that previous photo and spin it around so you could see area code 209? 209. 209 you will see displayed on the shoes that will be in Cooperstown. They have a lot of exhibits where they rotate them, but I think of perfect games,
leave them right there.
They're there forever. Because when Brad Ziegler had his 39 consecutive scoreless innings, he had some of his clothing, something that was told to kind of rotate. They have so much, which they should. After all, they are Cooperstown. That guy's going to be there 5 years after he calls it a day. Now, Raymond behind is Ken Griffey Jr. in front we're talking about.
You don't think Raymond's Hall of Fame material? The security guard Hall of Fame?
Raymond knows that if Ken Griffey Jr. is standing.
There he is. That's security guard Hall of Fame material.
That's
right
it, boy. Raymond. Let's see. Who on the Mariners will the boys might be showing? Probably Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
I'll stand behind him.
I can't wait till Griffey comes out and stands on the wall. 3-2 to Rosales.
Eight hitters, 3 ball counts for King Felix. 46 pitch coming up.
Line shot, center field, and that's a base hit.
Nice swing, nice everything by Adam Rosales, taking the count 3-2, and then the base hit. Make plans to be part of this week's celebration of Dallas Braves' perfect game. Tomorrow, Dallas is scheduled to make his next start on Bart Double Play Wednesday. First pitch 7:05 against the Tigers, along with the $2 Plaza level tickets and Dollar Dogs. 15,000 fans will get a commemorative Dallas Braden Perfect Game T-shirt.
That's the back.
There it is.
Show you the front.
Oh, it's you. Attaboy.
There it is. I like it.
The size fit you? How about the
That's a small. That's my size.
How about the 209? See the 209 on the back?
9 right up on top. It's a pretty good looking T-shirt.
Yes, it is.
Oh, come on, wait, turn out. Don, I know you can't tell from there. And the both ways comment is...
Somebody's John, Mariners dugout. Jim Reynolds walks over there, stops, takes a look again. Don Wakamatsu going at it a little bit. Outside to Davis, 2-0.
The manager or any of the players in the respective dugouts have a great shot on the height of the pitch. So they can tell, especially if they're calling low or high. That wasn't low and that wasn't high. If anything, it was on the inside.
Pretty good pitch.
Yes, it was.
Grounded, fair, down the line. Lopez dove, could not get it. Rosales will dig to third. Rajai Davis to second with a double. The A's in business again.
And it has to be a huge confidence boost for Rajai Davis. A good night last night. Rob Johnson wants the ball down low, left it built high. And with Rajai Davis possibly bunting, Lopez was even with the bag count 2-0 and could not get to the ball. But I think for Rajai Davis, a very tough, probably the best pitcher in the American League, right-hander, and he's in the lineup. That is a confidence boost there.
Infield was back, and then right as the pitch was coming, they charged in. It's interesting. Don't see that very often. Now they will stay in.
I want to say Tony La Russa back in the late 80s kind of the first manager I ever saw do that, where you just tell the infielders to play back. And
so what's the reason for it? Play back and then charge in.
Yeah, you know, the only thing I could think of, you know, the runner at third base can look and see everybody back and figure he's going to go on any ground ball. And most guys, especially with one out, would go in contact anyway. But that's kind of the only thing to think about. If they come charging in after you look and see their back, that maybe you kind of change your mind a little bit as far as running. We've seen so many this year where runner at third and one out, they go on contact no matter where the ball is hit.
Pick off, and they got him.
Yep.
Rob Johnson, I think he sniffed that one out a little bit, and he came up throwing big time, and Rosales was out, and I don't know that it was even that close.
No, and really not necessary either, but down the line, and with a left-handed hitter, a pre-planned play, he's diving back. And with his hand on the bag, tagged him up on the shoulder. Bang, bang, and boy, that is a huge play.
So just like that, 2 outs now and a runner at second. Good curve, and Hernandez drops it in on the outside corner, 2-2.
The thing is, on that play, call the pitch if you're the catcher. You don't want it to be a strike. You want it far enough outside so the hitter cannot make contact.
Almost like a pitch out.
It's basically exactly what it is, because the third baseman's going to the bag. He's off to start, but goes to the bag. Phoenix comes back with a great curveball, and very quickly it's 2-2 on Pennington. And now with 2 outs, infield back instead of 1 out and infield in.
Breaking ball hung a little bit. Pennington way out in front.
Well, the pitch, watch Rob Johnson move outside almost to the right-handed batter's box. I mean, intentionally throwing, and with no batter to obstruct your vision, your view, and your throw, it's a perfect throw. Perfect play. You don't see it that often.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. So Hernandez wiggles his way out of the jam with a little help from his catcher, Rob Johnson. And strand a runner. 1-0 after 2.
Hey guys.
Josh Wilson, Rob Johnson, and Michael Saunders against Ben Sheets here in the top of the third. Fly ball down the right field line into foul territory. Sweeney cannot quite get it.
right-handed hitter hitting a ball to right field, it's going to slice, and it just kept slicing and slicing. And good effort, great effort by Ryan Swinney as he approached the bullpen mound, but could not get to it and make his normally great catch.
Wilson hitting 184 with a homer and 4 runs batted in. He lines that one left field. Cust over, and Jack Cust runs it down. Nice play by Cust in left field. Got a good jump on that ball.
Wilson can't believe it. It just kept running. Rounded second. But that's the Gold Glover out there. Jack Cust, he ranged far to his right, tracked it down, and Wilson thought maybe he'd gotten by it. Thought he'd hooked it enough. To be honest, I thought he did too. But maybe jammed him a little bit.
So here's Rob Johnson. Fastball outside. Josh Bard was the catcher last night. Rob Johnson tonight. Adam Moore, who we saw earlier in the season, on the disabled list.
Don Wakamatsu, of course, a catcher in his playing days. Said they really miss him because he started to really pick it up, swinging a bat, playing well defensively. Johnson has 1 home run. Guess what it was? Opening night. He said, I'm going to hit 50. That was April the 5th. Ben Sheets off the fastball up. Rob Johnson, a home run. He has 1 home run, 5 runs batted in for the season. You project, you hit a home run opening night, you project that out over the season. Sure. It's a bunch.
The problem is he's gone 38 games without hitting another one.
Unbelievable.
A line shot. So this ball game is tied at 1.
Well, he possibly saved a run or two by picking off Rosales, and then a fastball, center cut, and Ben Lewitt just hoped it would hit below the barbecue terrace, the 330 sign, but instead over the fence. You hit home runs, you hit them right down the line. That is the shortest distance. Amazing.
So this is Michael Saunders. Saunders was brought up when Milton Bradley was put on the restricted list. We saw him a little bit last year. Very tall, left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Off-speed pitch from Sheets.
Yep, one of the few we've seen tonight.
Pop up left side of the diamond into foul territory. Kuzmanov has it. And that's out number 2.
Number 51.
So back to the top of the order, Ichiro Suzuki. Lots of cameras out when Ichiro steps in the batter's box. Takes a fastball high from Sheets. The Rangers have grabbed the lead back. Texas 8, Angels 7 in the 8th inning. Back and forth battle down in Arlington. Remember, it's the week of 2-game series around Major League Baseball, so everybody's wrapping up these short series. I think the Mariners will head home to start a 7-game homestand. Of course, the A's will stay home. Get ready for the Tigers.
And the Mariners go home and play 2 against Toronto, 3 against their rivalry of the San Diego.
Yeah, oh yeah.
San Diego, and then Tigers in for 2.
3-1 pitch is inside, so Ichiro with the 2-out walk. Does not walk a lot.
Well, he wanted to swing.
He did.
Now you have to be concerned about the stolen base opening night, if you recall, when Ichiro and Figgins got on. 3 stolen bases total against the A's when Ben Sheets was on the mound. 2 of the 4 walks scored against Ben.
Ichiro, 10 steals this year. He's been thrown out 4 times. Ray, we've had this discussion before when we play the Mariners. There seems like there's times that certainly look like they are very much a steal situation, and Ichiro is not gone. This, to me, would be a steal situation.
Yeah, it's too obvious.
2 outs, 1-1 game. You got a guy who's not a power hitter, more of a singles hitter in the batter's box. He's not going. We've talked about 3-4 times. It's kind of scratches my head a little bit because he's a very, very good base stealer.
And you can only take so many pitches if you're the hitter.
That's
in this
right.
case, Figgins. He took first pitch strike and then a ball. And he's probably swinging right now, swinging mode. Well, there's one of 2 ways to look at it. If Don Wakamatsu gives Ichiro the green light, which we think that he and Figgins would have the green light to go anytime they want to run, or give a steal sign and it forces them to run. Right? Or the former as far as the green light.
He goes this time. And pitches low, the throw to second base, and that is a stolen base. He's
no chance.
Yep, he picked a good pitch to go on. It was a changeup.
Yeah, definitely no chance for Kurt Suzuki to throw out Ichiro. High leg kick, too. Ben is very slow to the plate, and Ichiro 3/4 the way to second.
Two-one, and slap foul by Figgins. So now it's 2-2. Boston Bruins fan made the play.
They're out, aren't they?
Who's that guy sitting in front of him? Jimbo.
Yeah. What did he duck?
Jim was bailing out. Sheets has thrown 43 pitches so far in the game. Slap foul again. Figgins just spoiling some decent pitches from Sheets. Gentleman on the right, Rob Johnson with a home run here in the 3rd inning to tie the game up at 1. Full count. Rosales on the backhand. Quickly to first in time to get Figgins side retired. Rob Johnson a solo home run. 1-1 game as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
and gentlemen, it's time for the Aquafina water break.
Third inning from the Coliseum, and a cool but comfortable evening for baseball. Derek Barton takes a strike right down the middle. A's have 5 hits off Felix Hernandez. They've stranded 3 through the first 2 innings, and they had a runner picked off third. Breaking ball snaps in for strike, 0-2.
Oh, at 57 pitches with first batted in the third inning, you know he's going to try to be very economical with his pitches the rest of the way, at least as long as he can go. A lot of pitches.
Well, I would think as a pitcher, you throw a lot of pitches the first 2 innings. You probably say, listen, I got to start upping the strike zone a little bit. Strike 3 called. Fastball in the outside corner. So 1 out. Visit CSNCalifornia.com and vote for the 2010 All-Star Teacher. Check out finalists' bios and video features. The winning teacher receives $10,000 for his or her school. We have one of the All-Star Teacher candidates in the house tonight. Lady on the left, Olivia Rangel, teaching special education at Alvarado Middle School in Union City. So Olivia Rangel could be the winner. She is a candidate. She's enjoying the ball game tonight.
I'll be enjoying somebody calling her or texting and saying you're on the air.
Oh, yeah. No question. We keep an eye on Olivia. Her phone will ring. Ryan Sweeney is 2 for 2.
Ryan Sweeney, a couple of hits, and of course he could have his 20th ribby. Base hit his first at bat to left field, but too hard to score the runner.
Suzuki.
But a nice swing as he continues to swing the bat well.
Sweeney was 2 for 4 last night and 2 for 2 tonight. And here's Kurt Suzuki. Now Hernandez starting to go with that breaking ball more. First pitch, breaking ball to Suzuki. Right on the outside corner, 0-2. Suzuki lined a single to left to not get a run in the first. Smash past Lopez down left field line. Saunders picks it up, gets it back in. Kurt Suzuki with a double. Sweeney stops at third. And now the ball rolling around in the infield. Johnson, the catcher, ends up picking it up. He vacated home plate. He had to. Otherwise, the ball would have rolled all the way to the Mariners' dugout.
Kurt Suzuki twice with a couple of strikes. This an off-speed pitch way out in front, and a bullet looking past Lopez. Well, you have to run hard because once Saunders bobbled the ball, Sweeney was running hard to Mike Gallego, and boy, that ball almost hit Figgins. Wow.
The old double cutoff man.
About 5'7", 5'8", and still had to duck. Great swing by Suzuki. He is swinging well with a hit last night off Snell. Last at bat, so that's 3 bats for Kurt Suzuki, 3 hits.
And another opportunity for the A's. Second and third, 1 out. Seven hits in the game for the Athletics. Gutierrez coming in. Sweeney tagging, shallow center. Sweeney is going to bluff and then go back. Not quite deep enough. Gutierrez, a good arm. Hernandez gets a big out.
You know, he's okay, but then he backed up and started charging the ball. All of a sudden, he cut out about 10 feet.
Left fielder.
And Ryan Sweeney knows as an outfielder, you play the ball perfectly, you back up and then come charging in, you're going to take away a lot of the distance that, as a runner, you think you have enough room to score. Twice, and Phoenix gets out of this one. That would be back-to-back innings, second and third, and then second because of pickoff. Now second and third again. 2 outs there.
Breaking ball a little bit low to Cust, who struck out swinging to end the first inning. Sweeney at third, Suzuki at second. Cust, a line shot, right field, that'll get down for a hit. 2 runs are going to score. Cust with a huge hit, and the A's lead 3-1.
Welcome back, Jack. First 2 ribbies since coming back. Couldn't come at a better time with 2 outs. That man's happy. Give up a home run to tie the game to Rob Johnson, and Jack Cust gives him back a 2-run lead. Fastball did not get it inside, and Jack quick, very quick. Jack Cust with a 2-run, 2-out single. Keeps doing that. We'll have to interview him again.
Sure. I told him that tonight. I said, hey, thanks for coming on. He said, no, it's fun. So it's real simple. You do well, we interview you. If you don't do well, we don't interview you. He said, yeah, I know. I got that figured out. It's funny, you listen to an interview with Jack Cust. He got a sense of humor, but he seems pretty mellow. But when you interview him on TV, it's not the same personality that we see from Jack Cust. Using that speed to go to second base. He has a very, very strong sense of humor.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And very, very good secondary lead on the ball that got past Rob Johnson. Watch him take a couple of steps, and then once he sees the ball on the ground, he is taking off. It is a wild pitch, and rightfully so, with the ball hitting the dirt. But you have to be anticipating a ball in the dirt to have that kind of a lead, jump, and take off.
Oh, we talk about Jack Cust's speed. I mean, he runs pretty good for a big guy. Yep. I mean, he is not a slow runner. He's not going to win any races, but
just keep getting hits, big hits.
That was a big one. Two-two pitch. Strike 3 called, and that will do it. But the A's get the big hit from Cust, a 2-run single with 2 outs. So we head to the 4th. The A's 3 and the Mariners 1. To the 2-run single from Jack Cuss, the A's with a 3-1 lead in the top of the 4th inning. Ben Sheets, 1 walk, has yet to strike anybody out. He's given up a couple of hits, including a home run to Rob Johnson last inning. He'll face Gutierrez, Lopez, and Griffey.
What's his percentage of shutdown innings? We will, I'm sure, find out. Josh down there putting all the numbers together right now. Ben Sheets has been around long enough to know that he appreciates the offense and knows that it's his job as a pitcher to go out, put a 0 on the board.
Gutierrez grounded to short in the 1st inning. He was 0 for 2 last night. He walked and scored a run. There you go, Ray. A little below the AL average, but going to shut down inning here. Slide it over that. Swing there by Gutierrez on the fastball, fouled it straight back. Good look at the sky high above the Coliseum. Beautiful night.
Just want to get all the rain clouds out of the way, get some warm temperatures, get back where it should be, middle of May. Cool nights are expected just because it is the Bay Area. You get the marine layer occasionally, but not during the day when it's overcast and get some rain.
I know.
Not what we're expected to see this time of the year, especially Ben Sheets from Louisiana. He said, I thought the weather's supposed to be nice starting in May.
Good curveball. Gutierrez is Sheets' first strikeout victim.
Now that's the type of curveball we expected to see from Ben Sheets, one that he used so efficiently with the Milwaukee Brewers. That hard curve comes in and just the bottom drops out of it about halfway to the plate. Looks like a strike. And then Kurt Suzuki had to catch it in the dirt and make the tag.
Good throw right there. All right, I got it.
Concentrate. Watch the ball into your glove.
Lopez. Easy ground ball to Kuzmanov.
Number 24, Ken Griffey Jr.
1 strikeout so far tonight.
Great numbers there. First 6, just 16 strikeouts. Last 2 with gum, 16.
You're sticking with the gum theme tonight.
Well, hey, that's the 3rd start in a row with the gum.
I think there's something to it. Yep. That's what I like about you, Ray. You don't waver. Stick right to it. It's all about the gum. Junior fouls it back. 0-2.
We'll talk about the gum and the root canal.
Yeah, that's a good call. Ben Sheets got on the bus Sunday morning to go to the ballpark in Anaheim. He was holding the side of his face, and he did not look good. Now we know why. Another pop-up foul on a fly. So Sheets pumping strikes in there here in the 4th inning. Did he go? I think he did. Indeed he did, says Tim Welke. 2nd strikeout for Sheets, both in the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up. A's with a 3-1 lead over the Mariners. Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum. He's go to work against Felix Hernandez so far. They've done a good job against Hernandez. 8 hits in the first 3 innings. This is not an easy guy to hit. Rosales had a base hit in the second inning. He takes a strike in the outside corner to make it 0-2. The good news is the single for Rosales. The bad news is he was picked off of third base for the second out in the inning, and the A's would not score.
That's why Jack Cuss hit, of course, tie game, but in a similar situation. 2 outs, not able to score a run with less than 2 outs, and then Jack comes through with a big hit, especially against a tough pitcher.
Swing and a miss by Rosales, and that is strikeout number 5. Time now for a trivia question, and that is brought to you by AT&T. Felix Hernandez had 19 wins last season, tied for 4th most in Seattle history. What 2 pitchers have more wins in a single season than Hernandez 19 last year?
I'll pick Randy Johnson.
That's a good call. Go with the big unit.
Just go back to the 116 win season. They had 2 20-game winners then.
Did they?
I'm asking you.
Bounce behind second. And Wilson's going to make the play, but not going to be able to get the throw off in time as Rajai Davis beats it out. So Rajai Davis is 2 for 2. Terrific season last year where he finished second in the Cy Young Award voting in the American League.
Well, and what he did to finish the season, second half, was just unbelievable.
He is just 24 years old. And the contract extension that he signed was a big one. 5 years, $78 million. He signed that contract in January, so he will be at the top of the Mariners' rotation for a long time. Rajai Davis bluffed, took a couple steps towards second, and then stopped.
Let's see, you said 75 or 78 for 5.
5 years, $78 million.
And he's 24. So that means at 29, he can sign another one.
and if he's still this good, it'll probably be bigger than this one.
Be. There's really no reason to doubt that he will be. I mean, to be 24 and to get to that position where you're going to be a free agent because you've been around so long. Smartly, the Mariners locking him up. He is the franchise. He is the king.
High pop-up, and that's going to be out of play. Well, he was signed by the Mariners in 2002 as an undrafted free agent. He was 16 years old. He made his major league debut at the tender age of 19 years old. And we started hearing about him a couple years before he got to the big leagues, and they were saying there's a young man in the Mariners minor league system who's going to be a star. That is the case.
I remember the first game he pitched against the A's here at the Coliseum. And the comments from the players after the game were, oh my gosh. Let's see, you're going to play 6 different series. You got a chance to face him 6 times each year.
And that's the way guys start looking at him.
Yeah. He is good. There's no doubt.
And right now, the A's, with 9 hits off him, in a 3-1 lead. Davis was leaning a little bit. Rajai had a stolen base last night, his 13th of the year.
Rajai gets on. You know his #1 prerogative is to run as quickly as possible. Felix Hernandez, pretty quick move to the plate as well as holding him at first.
There goes goes Rajai. Pitch out, throw to second base is in time. Close play at second. Davis is caught stealing on the pitch out. So the Mariners guessed right, and they executed.
Well, let's see if the fact the ball beat Rajai, or was he safe? He was shaking his head. It was bang, bang. And I think what Rajai is saying, it got him on the left forearm, but his hand was on the bag, or pretty close. But bang, bang, and the fact that the ball did beat him, as we saw in Texas with a couple of plays at the plate. Let's see if this is a better shot. Like again.
Fastball on 3-1 and a swing and a miss by Pennington. Pennington got another fastball and just got a piece of this one. Pennington, a fly ball to the left and a strikeout. 0 for 2. And the 3-2 pitch is inside. So the walk to Pennington with 2 outs.
That was the 85th pitch in the 4th inning.
Now batting, first baseman, number 10, Terry Martin.
That's the first walk tonight.
It is.
It's the first walk in the series. No walks last night for the 4 pitchers.
So Derek Barton steps in. First pitch swinging, bounces one towards second, and Figgins takes care of that. Side retired a hit and a walk for the A's, but nothing else. We played 4 in Oakland, 3-1 Athletics. Filling out the All-Star ballot.
25 times. Now, all if you go to OaklandAthletics.com.
That was the old-fashioned way. That was fun. You had the card in your hand. Casey Kochman, Josh Wilson, and Rob Johnson for the Mariners here in the 5th. Texas Rangers hung on to win the game over the Angels 8-7 in Arlington. I'll let you know what happened in that game in just a little bit. Texas wins, and those two teams split that 2-game series. And the Angels Angels will now head to Chicago to open up a 2-game series against the White Sox. The Rangers will stay home and host the Baltimore Orioles. 2-2 to Kochman. Lays off. So Texas with the win. They're now 22-18. The Angels with the loss, 18-23. There's the walk. Actually, Texas swept that 2-game series. I said they split, but Rangers win both the games. Time now for a trivia question, which is brought to you by AT&T. Felix Hernandez had 19 wins last season, tied for 4th most in Seattle history. What 2 pitchers have more wins in a single season? Jamie Moyer, a 20-game winner twice in 2001 and 2003. Randy Johnson in 1997 won 20. So Jamie Moyer.
Yeah. He's got, what, 262, 263 now?
Yeah.
So remember when Jamie signed the contract with the Mariners long term, he just wanted to have an opportunity to win 200. And he still pitches.
He is.
At 47 years young.
Two 2-0 now to Josh Wilson, who hit a line drive to left field that Jack Cuss made a nice running catch on in the 3rd inning. High pop-up. Suzuki flips the mask off. Kuzminov comes down. It'll be Kuzminov who takes charge.
Excellent pitch, and 2-0 and a hitter's count, definitely a hitter's count. That's a good pitch. Did you see
Number
that
32.
note about teammate of Ben Sheets as the fastball just came in, looked like Wilson wanted to try to get a second home run. Smartly, as Kuzminov called off Suzuki. Ryan Braun.
Yeah.
The Brewers.
Yeah.
109 career home runs. And maybe it was the Bloomberg, but it said it never hit a home run in a hitter's count, which is 2-0, 3-1, 3-2. That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
You talk about a good hitter.
He's a good hitter, yeah.
Hit all those
He's
home
one of the
runs,
best.
and you did not. And just watching Wilson, 2-0.
That one's lined. Cuss coming in into a dive, and Jack cannot come up with it. So Cuss had it in his glove, but it trickled out. So it's a base hit for Johnson.
Well, I thought he's going to make a spectacular play. He did have it, but when it hit the ground, ground can cause a fumble. This time, just webbing with the glove and just could not close it quickly enough. Outfielders' gloves are so much longer. That would not even end the webbing, kind of the left side, left part of the glove.
So it's a hit. So 2 on, 1 out for Michael Saunders, and on deck is Ichiro. Fastball inside corner strike. A hit for Johnson. It's the 3rd hit for the Mariners off Sheets. And he went around on a high fastball. Sheets 94 miles an hour on that one.
Well, that high fastball, very tough to stop the swing, and as they follow through it, maybe to prevent his wrist from crackling. But that was a very good high fastball. Sometimes the hitter tries to stop. It's better just to follow through if you've already made that much of a commitment.
And he went around on that one. Good, hard breaking ball on 0-2, and he gets the strikeout of Saunders. 2 outs.
2 swings, not very impressive by this young man. The fastball out of the strike zone, so was the curveball.
Number 51.
So the scouting report, don't throw him a strike. Just committed too far in the curveball, and that was called by Gio Munoz, the home plate umpire.
So Ichiro steps in. A ground out and a walk for Ichiro. It's just a bit high. See the numbers, 267 with runners in scoring position, which is down for Ichiro. It's usually better than that. And he slices that one to left field, and that's a base hit. Kochman digging around third. He will score going into third, and he is out. Rob Johnson is thrown out, and the run does not count.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Wow, the run does not count. The tag at third, the out at third was made before Kochman crossed home plate.
Great play by Jack Cuss. Fortunately, this ball was not cut. And watch the run in the back. He was not there, and there's the tag at third. Great play.
Three to 1 Athletics, bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch to Ryan Sweeney is down and away. Sweeney's hot, 2 for 2 tonight, 4 for 6 in the series. There's a strike. So the A's make a big defensive play, and the Mariners make a costly mistake. Sweeney's got a base hit, maybe more, left center field. Saunders cuts it off, gets it in quickly. Ball rolling around in the infield again.
Time now for the Home Depot doing more on defense. How about the Gold Glover, Jack Cuss? Wow, what a play. Jack Cuss almost made a diving catch. And Ichiro figured he's going to get a base hit. But watch Jack come up. Perfect throw to Kuzminov. And the runner Kochman just about to get the home plate. Tag applied. No run is counted because actually Kochman running about as hard until right there. Slowed down all the while. That play at the plate, Ben Sheets doing some umpiring, said no, he didn't get to the plate. And great play. Great play. See, he knows he's a goal runner. How about that, huh?
That's right. Suzuki takes a strike in the outside corner.
It's amazing. You see runners when they know the play's not going to be at the plate, unless you got somebody screaming at you, to run hard. I mean, you kind of taught to run hard anyway, but you just don't figure the guy behind you is going to be thrown out.
No.
And Kochman ran hard. He was busting around second or to third, around third, but as he approached the plate, those last few steps, just enough, when he shut it down, and the tag was applied.
Kurt Suzuki is 2 for 2. Single, double, RBI, run scored. This one toward third. The only play will be at first. So Suzuki's out, but Sweeney now in scoring position.
And you know, there's no doubt that the scouting report with Jack Cust in the outfield, they're going to say run. And Jack has not played a lot in the outfield, so you figure they are going to run. But the fact that he's playing left field, if you're going on first base, you've got to be watching the ball in front of you and know there's not going to be a play at the plate. And you either stop to get a run down, or you better be 100% sure you're going to make the third down.
Plus, it's not that important to get to third with 2 outs.
Absolutely. That's why they say first out, a third out, not a third.
Lopez ranging far to his left. He throws out Kuzminov for the second out. Staying at second is Sweeney. But you know what, Ray? When you're going like the Mariners are going at 14 and 24 and just really scuffling, that's the kind of stuff that happens. So here comes Cust. 94 pitches for Felix Hernandez. Cust a big 2-run single in the third inning. Came with 2 outs. Gave the A's the 3-1 lead. 96 miles an hour that time from Hernandez. Breaking ball, 1-1. First 2 RBIs of the year for Cust with that single in the third. Two and one. Hernandez thought it was a strike, and it was close.
I'm sure Felix Hernandez can, well, it's what happens this game. Look at 2 starts against the A's this year in which they have worked him to the point that his pitch count has gotten up real high, real quickly.
They are indeed working up tonight. He's 2 pitches away from 100. Low ball 4. Cust with a walk.
That might have better than taking those off-speed pitches than Jack Cust, even at hitter's counts. And he is so disciplined and so strong upper body that he does not have to commit early, knowing that he's got enough left to be able to stay back. Let's say Roshavi, talking to him over the weekend in Anaheim, and you know he's starting to swing the bat, and he knows that once he starts driving the ball, right now he's just upper body swinging and hitting the ball hard to left field. Still 2 years without really swinging the bat. Not a lot of swings for Xavi. But it's just a matter of time. He's going to start hitting some balls out to the opposite field, some gappers to the opposite field.
First 2 innings got Hernandez. Left field and deep. Saunders back. Now he turns around right on the warning track and he makes the catch. A's do not score. We're headed to the 6th. 3-1. And Sheets holding on to that 3-1 lead. He faces Figgins, Gutierrez, and Lopez in the first pitch in first strike. For 2 for Sean Figgins, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
You watch the last play, last inning. Ichiro in Baltimore just recently that had a chance to tie the game, got a base hit to left field. And Corey Patterson threw out the tying run at the plate. Wakamatsu is saying that their ball club, the number of games they've lost in their last at bat, or the club's last at bat, yeah. 3 in a 3-game series in Chicago, all walk-offs. But that's tough. You look at the record, 14-24. You take half of those, you're 500 record. 4-9 and 1-win games.
Bring 2 now to Figgins. Shoots one to left field, and that's going to get down for a hit. Figgins around second, around first, digging for second, and he'll make it. So leadoff double for Figgins. This legendary performance brought to you by Nation's Giant Hamburgers, and the theme of the perfect homestand today. On this date, Randy Johnson became the 17th pitcher to pitch a perfect game. He did at the age of 40. The oldest pitcher to pitch one. Struck out 13. The Diamondbacks beat the Braves that night 2-0. You've got a giant appetite, it's got to be Nation's.
Poor catcher got to wrap his arms around Randy's waist. Randy's 6'10". Randy was patting the catcher on the head.
Nice job, nice job.
Well, Ben starting to elevate his fastballs. 0-2 to Figgins, and then 3-2 in the double.
Want to know to Gutierrez, who is a ground out and a strikeout in the game. Now 2-0. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts for Sheets so far.
Piece of gum in his mouth.
To Gutierrez, up and in, now 3-0. So Sheets had Figgins 0-2, went to 3-2, and then gave up the double leading off the 6th inning, and now 3-0 to Gutierrez. Lopez on deck. Outside, he walked him. 2 on and nobody out here. 6th inning. Kurt Young's going to have a chat with Sheets. .83 pitches for Ben.
Number 4, Jose Lopez.
So Lopez steps up. He's 1 for 2. Lopez a single in the second, a ground out in the 4th. He's 3 for 6 in the series. And he takes a fastball a bit high.
He has to throw something to get him down in the strike zone, down lower, because not many pitches in this half inning that have been below the letters.
That one is a strike.
Figgins at second base is dancing towards third, and what you're looking at is a possible double steal, which is exactly what the A's do not want to see happen. They want to keep the double play in order.
Left field, but in the ballpark as Lopez got under it. Figgins is tagging. Cust has it. Figgins is going to try for third. In fact, both the runners are going to move up. So pretty good base running by Seattle.
Well, if it thrown to second, Gutierrez, who was tagging also behind Figgins, might have stopped. But once they saw the throw going to third, they're not going to get Figgins. And Jack a little bit back on his heels, and the throw definitely not enough time. But it also allowed Gutierrez to follow him into second base and scoring position and take away the double play possibility. He's upset because he thought he hit a 3-run home run.
Junior pops it up. Rosales, Pennington come together. Rosales has it, and Figgins stays at third.
Wow, I was surprised he was not tagging. Because if you're a good base runner with speed, obviously, it's a shallow fly ball, but you watch the infield, because if the infielder catches the ball, he's got his back to the infield, he's backpedaling towards the outfield. You get him on your heels, it's going to take a perfect throw, but Figgins was down the line because Figgins was shallow. Look at how many steps it takes. And then the throw back in was just to get it back in the infield. So he's caught a break there. First of all, with Junior not hitting the ball deep enough.
Breaking ball strike to Casey Kotchman. Kotchman is 0 for 1 with a walk. That one's hit to right, and it's hit deep. Sweeney back, still going back near the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. 2 runs are going to score, and being tagged out at second base is Kotchman. Both the runs did score. So Kotchman with a 2-run double with 2 outs, and we're tied at 3 after 5.5. Coors Light Freeze Cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Felix Hernandez, over 100 pitches, back to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Adam Rosales. Now it is a 3-3 game thanks to Kotchman's turned out to be a single. I said a 2-run double. It was a single. He was thrown out at second base, but he did knock in the 2 runs. Ichiro coming in. Time to get there. And Rosales is retired.
Now Ryan Sweeney playing the ball off the wall. He went back as far as he could. It hit the top of the wall, the out-of-town scoreboard, right back to him. Barehanded. We saw Kochman going to second, and what a great throw by Ryan Sweeney to Cliff Pennington for the put-out. But this time, Gutierrez was running. He did score before the out was recorded at second. But it's not surprising. Casey Kochman had 4 runs batted in the opening game, 2 of those against Ben Sheets, and then the 2 big ones later in the 9th inning.
Kaneko Teixeira starts to loosen up. Rajay Davis, a double and a single in the ball game. Rajay has his average up to 250. Fastball runs inside. Seen some strange plays in this game.
And some missed opportunities for the A's.
Two and 2 the count. Swing and a miss. A fastball on the outside corner. Strikeout number 6 for Hernandez. 2-way here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, there's no doubt as Felix Hernandez makes pitch number 110, he's pitching better now than he did earlier. And at one time in baseball, Teixeira would not be warming up in the bullpen because it's a 3-3 game. And they wouldn't be showing those numbers, 110 pitches. Nobody would be caring about whether he goes another 2 or 3 innings and throws another 50 pitches. But it is different.
Pennington, a shot, right field, fair ball. Into the corner where Ichiro picks it up. Pennington's going to stop at second with a double. So Pennington has his 7th double of the year.
Well, they got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, just a 2-seamer trying to get some movement because Felix obviously can throw harder than that. But left the ball up and heightened the bat speed of Cliff Pennington. And against that guy, you don't want to think about 3, and especially with 2 outs. It's better to run down to first base and see the ball hooking and landing inside the line.
So a chance for the A's to grab the lead back. Derek Barton with 4 hits in this series. Single, 2 doubles, and a triple. For 19 with runners in scoring position in the series. Well, that's a lot of opportunities. 3-0.
Ryan Sweeney with 3 hits in the on-deck circle, so we've got to have at the plate in Derek Barton and also following him. You can't really think about first base being open the way Sweeney's swinging the bat. And throwing the baseball.
Pitch number 115 for Hernandez. Would be a season high. Now full count to Barton. Grounded towards second. Hernandez may have got a piece of it, but Figgins takes care of it. Barton retired, and Pennington stranded at second. 3-3 game after 6. For details. 7th inning. Ben Sheets. The 3-3 tie for the Athletics and the Mariners. Josh Wilson steps in. Shortstop. He's 0 for 2. Fly ball to left and a foul out to third. He takes a strike. Wilson, Johnson, Saunders, the bottom 3 for the Mariners. Close pitch just off the plate. A shot to left center field, and that's a base hit. Josh Wilson leads off the 7th inning with a base hit.
Now batting.
Hit number 7 off Ben Sheets. And Rob Johnson steps in. Good night for Johnson. A homer and a single.
Bad base running, and that's what he's thinking about right now. He's got to be thinking that could have been another run.
He went after that bunt attempt. Texas beat the Angels 8-7. Rangers got home runs from Michael Young, Vladimir Guerrero, and Ian Kinsler. Guerrero was his 8th of the year.
The first for Kinsler.
Home run number 1 for Kinsler.
The Angels swept the A's over the weekend. The Rangers were swept by the Blue Jays, and two teams met as the Rangers defeating the Angels in those 2 games.
Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Suzuki's throw to second base, not in time. Josh Wilson with a stolen base. Second steal of the night for the Mariners. Couple steals last night as well. So now action in the A's bullpen. Blevins starts to loosen up. Curveball. Toronto beat Minnesota 11-2 this afternoon. Markham got the win. Pavano the loss, and 4 more home runs by the Blue Jays. They have hit 65 home runs this year. That is the most in the majors. So Toronto now 24-17. How about that? They're hanging around with the Yankees and the Rays. Big curve inside.
Well, you think Levin's getting ready for Ichiro. Saunders, another lefty, now on deck circle. See what happens in this at bat. Johnson trying to hit the ball to the right side.
A swing and a miss, and a big curveball for Sheets. Strikeout number 4 for Sheets.
And a great time to get a strikeout. No chance to advance the runner with this swing and miss. And throw it very hard to the outside part of the plate. Rob Johnson, who has pulled 2 balls for hits, trying to pull a pitch way outside.
Brad Ziegler's going to join Blevins out in the bullpen. A's will see the Tigers tomorrow. White Sox beat the Tigers today 6-2 in Detroit. So the Tigers are on their way, probably right now, to the Bay Area. Maybe they're even here.
They already here. Day game in Motor City.
Justin Verlander will pitch tomorrow night for the Tigers. Verlander and Braden. So that'll be a fun pitching matchup. Tigers will come in with a 22-17 record, just a couple games behind the Twins in the AL Central.
He's trying to get back to the 500 mark. Do that with a win tonight.
The team that's struggling the most in baseball right now is the Milwaukee Brewers. They have lost 8 in a row. Timeout. But this way, the Brewers had a 4-2 lead going to the 9th inning. Cincinnati Reds scored 3 times. Trevor Hoffman did not get an out. Reds won 5-4. Trevor Hoffman is 5 for 10 in save opportunities this year, and his ERA is 13.15. That's a future Hall of Famer. Pitch there by Sheets.
Talking about guys sticking around a bit too long, maybe, but
man, I mean it's alarming, his numbers.
Great curveball, and Sheets a good one.
1-2. Fastball runs inside. Three pitches for Ben Sheets. Saunders that time laid off the curveball. He has had some weak swings at that curveball. Gets the count full.
And he could throw it again. It might get a little bit more of a check swing if it's not a strike.
And he did, and he got the strikeout. Sheets went right back to it.
Looked like he had to shake to it. And that's the confidence as a catcher. Sometimes you want the pitcher to shake a fastball to a curveball, because then he knows he's got the confidence to throw it for a strike, and he did. It might have been strike 3 regardless. So this is great here. He's getting the opportunity with 105 pitches to finish this inning himself, and they are going to put Ichiro on, which face Sean Figgins. Last time Ichiro walked twice in the game. Probably the same time he was intentionally walked, as he was tonight. Conventional walk.
Sean Figgins, of course, struggling offensively, but as a left-handed hitter, Ray, 130 is his batting average. 302 right-handed. Well, that's this year, obviously, and boy.
Well, the thing Ben has to do is get ahead of him. He did last time, but get ahead and put him away.
Now batting.
Figgins tonight, 3 at bats, all 3 3-2 count. The last one 0-2 to 3-2 in the double. The other 2 lined out to left field and grounded out to second.
So a big point in this game. 2 on, 2 out, 7th inning, and here's Figgins. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. He takes a fastball inside. Good speed with Wilson and Ichiro on the bases. Line drive left field. That's a base hit. Drops in front of Cusk. Wilson will score the go-ahead run, and Figgins comes through. Slapped one to left field.
Slap to the left like he did his last at bat. And for Felix Hernandez, who probably is finished for the night, just saw his club take the lead in the 7th inning. Pitcher of record. And Bob Guerin gave his pitcher a chance to get out of it.
Well, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up your oil change, Tune Up and Smog experts. Ziegler coming in. Knocked in the go-ahead run. So 111 pitches for Sheets. Gives up 4 earned runs. The 2 runners out there are his as well. Brad Ziegler takes over, trying to get Gutierrez. Ichiro at second. Figgins at first. First pitch is way outside to Gutierrez.
You just have to keep this a 1-run game. Get the big out here, and Gutierrez, one of the better hitters on this club as far as his numbers.
There's a strike. Oh for 2 with a walk and a run scored for Gutierrez. There's Figgins at first dancing around.
The location of this pitch up, and Sean Figgins maybe even out of the strike zone, but a perfect pitch to do exactly what he did. Jack Faust, a strong throw way off line and no chance to get Wilson, who was running on contact. Good lead off second.
1-2 to Gutierrez. Rolls over on that one. Stays alive against Ziegler. So 2 in the 6th and 1 here in the 7th for Seattle. Grab the lead, 4-3. Strike 3 call. The slider on the outside corner. A run for Seattle. 7th inning stretch. It's 4-3 Mariners. Thank you, Matt. A's trailing 4-3, bottom of the 7th inning. Ben Sheets ended up going 6 2/3 innings. Gave up all 4 of the runs, and a new pitcher for Seattle, Kenecoa Teixeira. After Felix Hernandez goes 6 innings, gives up the 3 runs. So bullpen the rest of the night for both teams as Teixeira faces Ryan Sweeney, and the first pitch is a strike.
4-pitch pitcher for Teixeira, not really overpowering with a fastball. A couple of appearances against the A's back at the beginning of the season. 2 2/3 innings.
And another hit for Ryan Sweeney. So Sweeney is smoking hot. He's 4 for 4. Well, A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Cache Creek's Splash of Cash, with hundreds of prizes every day until July 5th. Visit CacheCreek.com for details. So a good start here in the bottom of the 7th. Sweeney with his 4th hit. Now with 12 hits in the game. That coming on the heels of 15 hits last night. Quick throw to first. So Felix Hernandez, 118 pitches. Ben Sheets 111.
I think Felix Hernandez threw almost half that many in the first 2 innings.
55 in the first 2 innings, is that right? Yep. And that hits Kurt Suzuki. 2 on, nobody out.
Boy, he took it like a man, but if you think back to right before Suzuki went on the disabled list or injured the intercostal, the parents, they said, oh, his son is strong. It can take anything. This one, right in the gluteus maximus. Some guy hit in the side a little bit before he had the intercostal strain.
Don Wachtemans is coming out, and he's not going to wait around. He does not like what he sees from Teixeira. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
2 on, nobody out for the A's here in the bottom of the 7th. One of their best RBI man up, Kevin Kuzminoff against Sean White.
Power pitcher last night, an inning, 2 strikeouts.
Not a lot of strikeouts. As Ray said, a couple last night. Kuzminoff is 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly ball to center field. And that one's ripped left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Sweeney will score. Suzuki to third, and we're all tied.
Kevin Kuzminoff, not a lot of luck against Felix Hernandez. Broke a bat, flied out to center. Too shallow to score a run, ground out to third, but then the tying run at second, a solid base hit off White to left center. And it was the left fielder. Saunders cutting the ball off, whereas the ball not hit sharply enough to get into the gap. So Teixeira, a base hit, a hit batter, and it's his game. Felix Hernandez really no decision.
Sean Kelly starts to loosen up, so the relievers are getting up fast and furious for the Mariners. Now a great opportunity for the A's to take the lead. Jack Cust is the hitter. Cust 1 for 2, a big 2-run single in the third. Has also walked, struck out. Shift is on with Wilson, the shortstop, to the right of second base. So the only infielder on the left side of the diamond is Jose Lopez, the third baseman.
Kurt Suzuki could come down about 30 feet down the line with no chance of a pickoff, which has already been one pickoff tonight. And that was a big one at the time. Let's hope we don't have to worry about it as this game gets down to the end and he's going to score some more runs.
Suzuki is at third, Kuzmanov at first.
White not only fakes to third, he throws to first. A lot of times you don't have to throw to first, but most times he has. Gabe Gross getting ready to pinch run. Should Jack Cust get on?
Yeah, Ray, this is an interesting spot, too. You got Cust, left-handed hitter, Chavez, a left-handed hitter. No left-handed relievers in the Mariners bullpen. And you just don't see that very often. Now, what would you rather have? Average to below average lefty or a really good righty? Well, you'd rather have the good
average
right-handed.
Below lefty.
You would, okay.
No, you
know what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this certainly would be the place where if you had a good lefty down in the bullpen, you'd have him in there probably.
Got a curveball, stayed outside, right over the top, but outside. And Bob Johnson got a backhanded ball. Always dangerous when you see a catcher backhand a breaking ball going away from the hitter.
In the dirt, and a pretty nice block in by Johnson.
Well, and of course the A's with Cedric Bowers coming up. A's have 3 lefties in the bullpen now.
Ball fouled right at the plate. There's Cedric Bowers. Been in the big leagues just a little bit with the Rockies a couple of years ago.
Landon Powell next to him, one of the extra guys now. He's a switch hitter. Patterson, Gross, and Jake Fox. That's the bench for the A's.
So another 2-2 to Jack Cust. He'll throw to first. I just think it's funny that base runners, they have that look like, I'm not going. Stop throwing over here. Bounced foul by Jack Cust. So the count will remain 2-2.
Well, the Mariners must be thinking something's going on because they faked the third, throw to first a couple of times. Throw over. So the shift, not as big a hole on the right side for Jack Cust. He's already hit one over the shift.
That one rolled, foul again. So Cust hanging in there. Again, Eric Chavez waiting in the on-deck circle.
8th pitch in the at-bat for Jack Cust.
Got him swinging. Pretty good pitch, just darting down and away from Cust.
Excellent pitch, Jack. Normally can't protect that ball, just kept moving away from it. No chance.
So 1 out. Big curve in for a strike to Chavez. That one bounced foul. See, 83 miles an hour and changeup or splitter or something. Yeah. It's a lot of downward movement, boy.
The changeup that he throws very hard, and as he has a two-seamer, but I think the pitch to Cust was just a hard changeup. Same to Xavi.
0-2. First.
Fake. He's taking a serious chance when he fakes a third and then he throws quickly to first base. And the runner, Kuzminov, is only a couple steps off. Basically, he takes a chance throwing the ball wild.
Driven. Center field. Gutierrez back. Settles underneath it. It's going to be deep enough to get Suzuki home and give the A's the lead. Eric Chavez does his job, and he picks up RBI number 10, 5-4 A's.
Well, that is a great shot by Eric Chavez. Not to roll over on the pitch, and White made a mistake. He left the pitch on the inner half of the plate, and Xavi, a great pitch. Watch Kurt Suzuki. Watch this sprint. There's no throw to the plate, but he's not going to take any chances. Kuzminov went back to tag, and he was going to make sure that he was going to score. And when you see it happen once in a game, you don't want to make sure. You want to make sure you're not a victim a little bit later. He was busting. He's got 2 weeks of energy to play. He hasn't played in a while.
So a 2 spot for the A's here in the 7th to grab that lead back.
That was a big one by Xavi. That was a big one, especially with 2 strikes.
1 now to Adam Rosales. 1 for 3.
No, he's not pitching. Nope. He's getting loose to go to left field.
Almost the other day. We almost had him in a game. Shoots it foul. .265 the average for Adam Rosales. 3 hits last night. Back and forth game tonight here at the Coliseum. Lopez dives, he's got it, throws to second, not in time.
And Adam Rosales can say thank you for the hustle. The only play for Lopez was to go to second base the short way. A good hustle by Kuzminov on what a lot of times is an out at second base. But Kuz, the slide, got in safely. Good stretch by Figgins, but not enough time. Base hit, and rightfully so, thanks to the hustle of Kevin Kuzminov.
So give Rosales a base hit, his second tonight. And that'll bring up Rajai Davis. Three hits in the inning, 14 hits in the game.
Share the pitcher of record. There's 2 runs that are scored by the A's. His. Especially the one he hit Kurt Suzuki. That is the second run to put the A's ahead.
Bounce slowly towards short. Wilson charges, juggles, throws, not in time, and now Kuzminov is caught too far off third, but he's able to get back.
But Kuz must have hit him hard. Lopez going back in when he overran third base, and the throw, he must have got him good, because Lopez diving to make the play on Rosales. No chance. Once Wilson bobbled the ball right there, could not get a grip, and they throw it in the dirt. But the throw back to third base. Let's see what Kuz got him on the right foot, buried it, pushed it against the bag as he was trying to block him off. Kuz was going to score, or try to score, but a great hustle from Gallego. Get back to third. No, you can't go anywhere.
So when it's all said and done, the bases are loaded with 2 outs. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change, tune-up and smog experts. You can find it on Comcast Sportsnet Plus, which is Comcast Channel 410, DirecTV 699, also Dish Network and AT&T. Again, that's Comcast Sportsnet Plus. That is where Sharks Postgame Live is airing right now. Sean Kelly takes over with the bases loaded and Pennington up, and the first pitch is a strike. So the Sharks lose tonight 4-2 to the Blackhawks, and they lose the first 2 games of that series at home. So work to do for the Sharks in the Western Conference Final.
11th appearance for the hard-throwing right-hander, and now Wakamatsu going to the power pitcher. Fastball, slider, changeup from Kelly.
There's your runners. It was a base hit for Rajai Davis on the ground ball at the shortstop. hits in the series.
Runs, 13 runs. Scored 5 runs in a 5-game losing streak. The last 5 in Anaheim and Texas.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A's leave them loaded, but they score a pair on 4 hits. We head to the 8th inning. The A's now have a 5-4 lead. Trying to hold on to a 5-4 lead, thanks to the 2 runs the A's scored in the bottom of the 7th. So Ben Sheets will get a no decision.
He'll take it, considering he left trailing 4-3. Gabe Gross, who was warming up as a pitcher in the bullpen, takes over in left field.
Quick 0-2 to Lopez. So Cust out and Gross in the game. Tapper back to Ziegler, flips to first, and Lopez is retired.
Got a big night tomorrow night. First of all, it's a double play Wednesday, first game at Perfect Guy will have pitched here. First pitch against the Tigers, 7:05. You can get Plaza reserved outfield tickets for $2 and hot dogs for just $1, courtesy of Martin. Order tickets online now, OaklandAthletics.com, or call 877-493-BALL. And Speedy, you got it.
All right, it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. he will face Ken Griffey Jr. Jr. swings at the first pitch, fouls it straight back.
18th appearance for the tall left-hander. 6 walks, 17 hits, and he struck out 15 while allowing a couple of home runs. Excellent job by Brad Ziegler getting a big strikeout of Gutierrez with 4 runners on base as Peter Bailey gets loose.
Curve snaps in for a strike. 1-2. Griffey didn't think so.
Well, a big sweeping curveball started at him. Buckled the knee, started to pull the trigger, did not, and got the call. Glad he didn't swing.
Fastball up and away. Griffey 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 3 tonight. And flares that one to left, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So Griffey has his first hit in the series. He drops a single into left field. We're going to have a pinch runner.
A nice ovation for Junior as he comes back into the dugout. Fastball away, just served it out to left field.
Now batting number 13, Casey Kotchman.
So Ryan Langerhans is the pinch runner.
Langerhans.
So Langerhans now at first. Here's Kotchman. Just a bit inside with the fastball from Blevins. Griffey hit the 9th for Seattle. They had 6 hits last night. Home plate umpire Jim Reynolds is walking out to Jerry Blevins. Looks like he's looking at his glove. Now Don Wakamatsu's going to come out.
Has he got something on his wrist? No.
Decal. Lighter color. I don't know. Kotchman hits it hard, but foul.
Seems like a timeout. And the guys at the foul line.
Yes. Kotchman, big hit for the Mariners in this game. Single that knocked in a pair. Tied the game in the 6th. Hits that one up the middle, and that's going to get into center field. Langerhans steaming around second, and he's going to make it to third. So first and third, 1 out. The hitter is Josh Wilson. So Bob Guerin's coming out again. And Andrew Bailey's coming in. So Bailey's going to have to work overtime tonight. A's with a 5-4 lead. Jerry Blevins faces a couple of hitters, both left-handed, and they both get hits off him. So he is out. And look who's come out into the on-deck circle, Ray. Mike Sweeney is going to face Andrew Bailey. How about that?
Well, it's righty on righty. Of course, the veteran Mike Sweeney's been in these situations many times, and I'm sure that's what Don Wakamatsu is thinking. He has been bothered a little bit by a stiff back, but in his last 3 games, he had a home run each game. So he's been swinging the bat wall. Right now,
Number 5, Mike Sweeney.
Andrew Bailey looking for a ground ball, ideally to get 2. The infield will play for 2 or a strikeout.
Sweeney overall in the year, 244, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. He's 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. One of those 6 RBIs was as a pinch hitter. So if Bailey's going to save this one, he's going to have to get 5 outs. Sweeney hits one high, center field. Langerhans tags. Davis has it. Langerhans charging home, and he will score. And just like that, we're tied at 5. So Sweeney, first pitch he sees, he gets the job done with the sacrifice fly.
Well, I don't know the location, but Mike Sweeney, very aggressive ball, definitely deep enough. There's no throw even considered going to the plate. So a quick out, back to the pitcher, then single, sacrifice 8, tie game, lone save. Tough save.
That's
very tough save to try to accomplish. First and third, 1 out.
So here's Rob Johnson, and he takes high, 2-0.
There's no doubt the biggest part of this inning, the 2 lefties getting hits off the left-hander, Jerry Blevins.
Fastball right there at the knees to Johnson, and he took it 2-2. So full count, and that'll get Kochman moving, which could help the Mariners. Michael Saunders, the left-handed hitter, in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Bailey strikes out Johnson at the end of the inning, but the Mariners come back and they tie it. McDonald's 5-10-0 for Seattle, 5-15-0 for the Athletics. A lot going on in the game. It hasn't been the prettiest game we've seen all year, but entertaining. How about that? Matt Tuiasosopo takes over at shortstop for the Mariners. So bottom of the 8th. Sean Kelly, the right-hander, on the mound. And he throws a strike to Derek Barton. Barton, Sweeney, and Suzuki, 2, 3, and 4 for the A's. One for 4 tonight for Barton. Double strikeout and a pair of groundouts to second. There's a strike, 1 and 2. Kelly struck out Pennington with the bases loaded to end the bottom of the 7th inning. Turns out to be a big at bat as the Mariners came right back and tied it in the top of the 8th. Fouls it straight back. Aardsma, Lee, Colomé still down in the bullpen for the Mariners.
Aardsma, the final guy if they have a lead. Derek Barton taking a 3-2 pitch and close enough that with his eye did not want to take a chance that it might be called a strike, so he fouled it off to get another chance. That's the reason why. You foul off the tough ones and maybe won't throw a strike again. Time now for the Jeep drives of the game. About 4 singles. Base hit to left field for Ryan Sweeney. Base hit to center field for Ryan Sweeney. Base hit to left field for Ryan Sweeney. And you know what? He's going to get one to right field next time. 4-time base hit to right field. So a perfect night for the A's right fielder. 4 for 4 are Jeep drives of the game. Raised his average to 319, 20 points. Came in at 299. Keep it going.
Barton wants timeout over at first base. Takes a look at the signs again from Mike Gallego. Swing there by Sweeney. Fouls into the second level. Adam Kennedy did it last year against the White Sox. AK, as he was known, the Athletics. Now with the Washington Nationals. Barton short lead at first. Pitch down, 1 and 2. Gutierrez, the center fielder, shaded just a little bit toward left center field. Sweeney slices one to left. Coming in on the dive or the slide is Saunders, and he makes the catch. Throw to first, and that's a double play.
Derek Barton did not know. He cannot believe it was called out with the catch. And so he was part of the way to second base, and maybe because nothing definitive was called. And maybe that's what he's talking about. The slide, the catch. And then way off the bag is Barton. I don't know if we have a shot of the umpire. See if the umpire in the screen makes the call. He does not. Nobody made the call, and that's why he was. So unless the third base umpire made the call.
Well, he ran out a little ways, did Mike, or that's Tim Welke.
Do we have a shot of him making the call? Because Derek evidently was watching the second base umpire who made no call. So the better angle would have been the third base umpire.
Suzuki, first pitch swinging, pops it up. And it's going to be trouble, and it's Figgins who reaches out at the last minute and makes the catch. So the A's get a leadoff walk, but do nothing with it. End of 8, out of 5. Channel 410 on Comcast, 699 on DirecTV, 452 on Dish Network, and 768 on AT&T. Again, the Sharks post-game live, airing on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Breaking down Sharks Game 2 loss. So Derek Barton, a little disappointed in the double play in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll go to work defensively. Top of the 9th. Michael Saunders to lead off. Saunders, Ichiro, Figgins against Andrew Bailey. Saunders looks to bunt. It's a curveball for a strike. Fan below us just yelled, "You're too tall to bunt." Saunders is about 6'5". It's getting that point in the game where you can hear the heckling a little bit. 2-1 now. Saunders has had a tough night. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a foul out to third. Kuzmanov comes in on the grass. It's good call.
Played it as well. They called, but he'll take it. Like it might have been a little bit outside, but Joe Reynolds decided he liked it, even though it was late. That's a check swing. Oh, my. Wow. Like it went through.
So a full count. And that's inside. He walked it. It's always scary when you get the guy on base ahead of Ichiro because he can do so many things with the bat.
Now batting, number 51, Ichiro Suzuki.
So that is the 5th walk issued by A's pitchers tonight. First 4 were by Sheets. Suzuki steps in, 1 for 2. A couple of walks. 3 for 6 in the series. He takes high.
Kuzminov having to play way in front of the bag at third. Infielders up the middle have to shorten up because of the speed of Ichiro. Takes a lot to double him up. You almost have to just figure ground ball is hit with the out at second base.
Swing and a miss.
Since Ichiro's been in the league, this is his 10th year. Everybody's saying, well, just think if he bunted. But he's never been one to try to bunt for a base hit. It's over 200 hits a year, but they're all hits, singles, infield hits, you name it.
Slices that one foul. Well, there are 2 guys ahead of Ichiro in the American League batting race. Justin Morneau and Joe Mauer. How about that?
The O&M boys.
We'll see the guy that's right below Suzuki tomorrow night, Miguel Cabrera, hitting over 350. There's the group. Cabrera, 350 was coming into today, so he's at 345 now.
See Billy Butler on that list. First baseman, a good year.
Pretty good year last year, too, for him. So another 2-2. Saunders the lead at first. Ichiro bounces one. Barton throws to second, and he got him. Shows off that great arm, does Derek Barton, and he gets the lead runner.
Well, we've talked about infielders getting the grip, the four-seam grip. Derek Barton, one of the best at doing it. Having been charged, but 360, picked up his shortstop and got the lead runner, which is very important, especially in a tie game in the 9th inning. No hesitation, right over the top, and a perfect throw to second.
Figgins the hitter. Figgins has had a good night. His single in the 7th inning knocked in a run.
Started the 2-run inning. Helped the Mariners tie it.
Ichiro not going. Pitches high. 2-0. Ichiro stole the base back in the 3rd.
Feeling that Kurt Suzuki, with Andrew Beta pitching, doesn't have to worry about breaking in catcher's mitt. He will break it in for you.
Yeah. Pop foul. And out of play in the first row. It's been Ziegler, Blevins, and now Bailey out of the A's bullpen after Ben Sheets went 6 2/3 tonight. Full count. I imagine we'll see Ichiro take off here. Goody Gutierrez in the on-deck circle. Ichiro takes off. Pitch is lined. Rajai Davis is there in center. And Ichiro will hustle back. Figgins hit it hard, but right at Davis. 2 outs.
Always nice to have some luck occasionally, and he's got some there with that ball hit very hard by Figgins. He's hit the ball very well the last 3 at bats.
Now batting.
Ichiro on the move, and of course with his speed getting back, no problem. Still would have to figure this would be a time for him to run.
Yep. Gutierrez is 0 for 3. Walked and scored in the 6th inning. Ichiro not running, and there's a strike.
Yeah, but Andrew Bailey knows that he works quickly, but even out of the stretch, he does not take too much time and actually unloads very quickly. Starts with the closer starts to get loose. A long sleeve shirt on, he might need to get loose. It was a little chilly tonight.
Strike outside corner. Gutierrez didn't like the call.
Here's the Tommy Cam right over the top, and Jim Reynolds, home plate umpire, almost directly set up behind the catcher. And there's another call coming from the Mariners dugout.
Ichiro goes, and Gutierrez just gets a piece of it. Fouls it right around home plate.
Running's fine, but 2 strikes makes it a little difficult because it forces the hitter. He cannot take a pitch, can't afford to take a pitch.
High fly ball, right field. Sweeney is there. He's got it, side retired. Bottom of the 9th coming up. A's will try to win it. It's a 5-5 game. It'll be Kuzminov, Gross, Chavez. Youngsters sticking it out. See if they can get a complete game. Kevin Kuzminov strolls up to the plate, and he will lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sean Kelly, inning and a third, and he's back to work, 9th inning. There is action out in the Seattle Mariners bullpen. Looks like Brandon League, the right-hander. Kuzminov swing and a miss on a fastball.
Well, the A's first 2 wins of the season came in walk-off fashion against these Mariners. Losing the home opener big league. What a name.
One for 4 tonight for Kuzminov with an RBI single in the 7th inning. That was his 21st RBI. Followed by Gabe Gross and Eric Chavez. Good swing by Kuzminov, fouls it straight back.
Well, this time of the night, cool air after 10 o'clock. Not a time of the night that you try to hit a home run to win a game. Maybe put together a few hits. See if you can do it that way.
Breaking ball, and Kuzminov strikes out. 9 strikeouts for Mariners pitchers.
Hard slider.
That's a good pitch right there. Wow.
It's tough to take and hard to hit when you swing at it.
So Gross, who took over in left field. Jack Cust, while he was in there, went 1 for 3. Trying to get aboard. At the 2-0 pitch, fouls it back. Breslow loosening up for the Athletics. Mark Lowe, pretty good relievers for the Mariners on the disabled list. Ian Snell threw 38 pitches last night. Gross has worked the count full. 25 hits in the game, and the team has made an error. Seeing 8 pitchers used. Rays have stranded 11 runners. Mariners have stranded 7. A good take by Gross, and he's on with a walk.
Well, there's certain hitters that will find it very difficult to chase a breaking pitch 3-2. Kelly threw a very good slider to Kuzminov, but it's 2-2. Walker going and make the call to the bullpen to Brandon Lee.
Well, 27 pitches for Kelly out of the bullpen, so Komatsu's going to get him out of there. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change, tune up and smog experts. Brandon Lee coming in, and he'll face Eric Chavez. tomorrow. There's plenty more the rest of the homestand as we celebrate Dallas Braden and the perfect game. Brandon League, the new pitcher, he comes on, 1 out, a runner on first, and he's facing Eric Chavez. League has been a workhorse this year. This is his 19th appearance, and this is the Mariners' 39th game. So he's pitched in nearly half of the games.
Traded away a pretty good starter to the Toronto Blue Jays to get Brandon League. Is he not the pitcher gave up the grand slam to Luke Scott, Baltimore, just recently?
I think so. That is League's specialty right there. Not giving up a grand slam, but that hard sinker, and you saw it right there. And unfortunately, it got a piece of the catcher, Rob Johnson.
Well, unfortunately, it's one of those that looked like it got him. Ball hit and came down and up underneath, and yep, there it is. And that will send you to your knees quicker than anything. Ball skips down and comes up underneath the glove, and you have all the protection you want.
And you can have all the time you want, too, right?
Yeah, so please don't laugh when they start trying to get him back up on his feet. The trainer, isn't that nice? Just gets down the same position. But he's not feeling the same pain.
Talking through it, I guess. Kurt's been there, I'm sure, at some point. Well, you know, Ray, for a catcher to stay down as long as he stayed down, it must have got him pretty good,
yep.
Unfortunately.
And there's really not much commentary needed. Just
no, I'm not going there. No, I don't know.
You just gotta wait and been there, felt that. It's not good. So just
Don Wakamatsu, former catcher.
Yeah, he knows.
Home plate umpire knows as well. He will give him as much time as he needs. Great. It made me get up out of my squat. Killing me, League.
Smalls.
Smalls. You're killing me. No, it looks like at least Rob Johnson's going to be okay. So Eric Chavez steps back in. The count is 1-2. Gross, a good lead. He takes off, and the pitch is swing and a miss. Throw to second base. Not in time. Chavez strikes out, but Gross, the winning run, is now in scoring position with 2 outs.
And really a very smart play. You figure the catcher down that long. Made a pretty good throw. Rob Johnson right there. And that could have been one that could have been called out. Looked like he might have got him in the back before his foot got to the bag. But heads up base running by Gabe Gross. He is in scoring position. So, Adam, it's your time.
Well, he had a big lead and a pretty good jump. So here's Rosales, a chance to win the game for the A's in the bottom of the 9th. Outside. Rosales is 2 for 4. A couple of singles. Sinker down low. 2-0. And if you're league, Ray, at this point, winning runs at second, but you have first base open, you can pitch carefully to Rosales.
He's just going to continue to throw the sinker. It's just a matter of Adam trying to elevate one, get it to the outfield or hard through the infield. Try it. Good sinker. And as he always does, stays in the dugout after he's taken out of a game. Good low fastball from League.
Way outside, Johnson makes a nice play to grab the pitch. So 3-1 with Rajai Davis waiting in the on-deck circle. A win and the A's get back to the 500 mark. Bounce toward third. Lopez has it. Throws across in time. A's do not score in the bottom of the ninth, so we got extra innings at the Coliseum. 5-5. Sportsnet Bay Area baseball recaps, A's and Giants, and full coverage of the Sharks Blackhawks Game 2. NBA lottery. Did the Warriors move up? Did they stay where they were supposed to stay, or did they slide down? Give you one guess. It's called Warriors luck. Extra innings at the Coliseum. It's a 5-5 game. The A's and the Mariners. Breslow comes in. So 18th appearance for Craig Breslow. 3.00 ERA. And as Ray, you mentioned a couple games ago, did not pitch a lot in spring training, but starting to get a little velocity back. Fully healthy.
Which is exactly what he had hoped, and he's throwing exactly that way, and credit to him to continue to throw, even though he didn't have the velocity and maybe a little bit of tightness in the shoulder, but he's worked through it and seems to be back 100%.
Facing Lopez leading off here in the 10th. Ryan Langerhans, a left-handed hitter, is in the on-deck circle. And then after him, it's Casey Kochman, another lefty. So Andrew Bailey goes an inning and 2/3. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He will be credited with a blown save, but it's one of those statistics that's probably not fair. He came in the 8th inning. Runners at first and third and 1 out. 3-1 now to Lopez.
And he's asked to get a strikeout or a double play. Pop up something to keep the runner at third, and that's pretty tough, especially Mike Sweeney, who is a veteran, been in that position many times, and he came through tonight. This is where we are right now in extra innings.
Smash. Kuzmanov picks it up, flips to first, and that's 1 out.
And there's the case for playing close to third and no doubles. Sometimes give up a lot of hits into the hole when you're guarding the line, but Kuzminov close to the line. This ball smoked. Took him down to his knees, but once he got it, up and a perfect throw across the diamond. But that is a double if he'd gotten past him.
First at bat for Langerhans, who pinch ran for Griffey. Was back in the 8th inning, and he ended up scoring the tying run on the Sweeney sacrifice fly. So Langerhans, his first at bat. In there, first strike, 1-1. Like to tell the story. Langerhans was an A for how long, right? 2 days or
2 games?
2 games.
Steve Vucinich wasn't even there. We had a meeting last year when we got to Seattle because, you know, Steve Vucinich will meet everybody comes through his door.
And he should.
So he waited till Langerhans went from the A's to the Marlins of National somebody. Yeah. Up in Seattle. Moose made it a point of introducing himself so he could keep his record intact. Everybody, he even got charged for clubhouse dues just for 2 days, and he wasn't even home. Never came to Oakland.
Where were we? Fenway, right?
Fenway, yeah.
One, two. Strike 3 right there. Breslow strikes out Langerhans. Out number 2.
Boy, thinking too much. When you have 2 strikes, you take a fastball center cut, and that's exactly what Langerhans did. Just maybe thinking slider from Breslow. Fooled him by sneaking a fastball by.
Two outs for Kochman. Kochman's had a good ball game. 2 for 3. Couple of RBIs. He's also walked. He's been right in the middle of a couple scoring innings.
Still surprising. You see an average below 200, but he is not alone.
3-1. Make it 2-1.
That fan is right. Said called that earlier. He did.
That is a foul ball, says first base umpire Bill Welke.
Kochman, big night in driving in 2 runs, but also thrown out at second. A strong throw by Ryan Sweeney to nail him, and it's surprising with the ball coming off the out-of-town scoreboard. Throw it out at second. Perfect throw.
So you have a 1-run, or you have a tie game, and then you're the Mariners, you're saying we really lost a run. Tag at third before the runner was able to cross home plate.
And the A's could say, well, we had second and third and 1 out, and had a runner picked off at third.
That's right. Now full count to Kochman.
Breslow has an excellent slider, and I think Kochman's going to be sitting fastball all the way. So he has Sissoko on deck circle, taking over at shortstop. Kochman, a pretty good fastball hitter, and especially in a count when he's thinking about that pitch. So Kurt Suzuki, it's 1 or 3. Fastball away.
Kochman just got a piece of it, kind of an emergency check swing, if there is such a thing. So Breslow walks back to the top of the mound. Another 3-2 to Casey Kotchman. Strike 3 called outside corner. Breslow a couple strikeouts, both looking, and we go to the bottom of the 10th. Tied at 5.
It's all right. Usually, Barbers a lot of times will sweep up there.
Yeah. Rajay will lead things off against Brandon Lee. First pitch is way outside. Double, single, strikeout, single for Davis in the ball game. He lifts one high down the left field line. Racing over is the shortstop, Tuyasa Sopu, who makes the play in foul territory. So that's one out here in the bottom of the 10th. And at the top of the order in Cliff Pennington.
Now batting, shortstop, number 2, Cliff Pennington.
Hayes did not get a hit in the 8th inning, did not get a hit in the 9th inning. And I say that because in the first 7 innings, they racked up 15 hits. Two and 0 to Pennington. 1 for 4 with a double and a walk for Pennington tonight.
Pennington was a big out in the 2-run 7th inning when the club took the lead. Bases loaded. Sean Kelly a strikeout. He's been looking for a little bit more, did not get it.
And a 4-pitch walk with 1 out to Pennington. So the winning run aboard, and here's Derek Barton. Martin has a double tonight and a walk, 1 for 4. Outfielders straight away and deep. Playing deep in this situation.
This
close off the gaps. You don't want a ball to get into the gap, because if that happens, ball game could be over.
And that would be with the runner at first base. With the runner at second, they would move in. The A's would like to see a first and third, or something even better from Derek Barton.
Outside corner strike. Ryan Sweeney and his 4 hits in the on-deck circle. Leads ball running hard away from left-handed hitters. Long look down to Mike Gallego. Still have not seen David Aardsma, of course, the Mariners' closer.
He would not come in unless the Mariners had a lead, and that's the difference of Andrew Bailey came in, trying to save the game, a 5-out save, whereas Aardsma would not be used unless it was a dire situation, last guy remaining, or Mariners with a lead.
It's a little easier to use your closer extra innings if you're the home team than if you're the visitor. Have seen plenty of league. That's when he was with the Blue Jays. Pennington is not showing any sign of maybe taking off. He does have a pretty good lead now, though. Not running. 2-2 pitch is hit high left center field. Gutierrez, he's got it. And tagging up and going to third is Pennington, or going to second is Pennington, and he made it. That's very good base running by Cliff Pennington.
You know, amazingly, Gutierrez got to the ball, got behind the ball, came in, but never threw it as soon as he caught it. And Pennington went back, started running, and didn't stop.
Number 21.
But watch him set up.
Sweeney.
So right there, then decided, as he did flat-footed, made a strong throw. But you know, that's one you come in, you charge, and you throw it. If he doesn't run, that's one thing. But that slight hesitation, and when Pennington didn't stop, he got into scoring position.
Well, plus that situation clearly dictates trying to get to second if you're Pennington. And I would think if you're the outfielder, you should be thinking that.
And I thought Gutierrez was doing exactly that when he got over in left center, got in front of Langerhans in left field.
But then he didn't throw it right.
Did not throw it right away.
And he was looking right at the runner. So
let's hope it cost him.
Yeah, break for the A's, and Pennington, the winning run at second base, and here's Sweeney, who takes low. Sweeney is 4 for 5 with 4 singles, 2 runs scored. He also lined into a double play. And that one kicks way away. Johnson tracks it down. Pennington puts on the brakes and stops at third.
You could almost like to see Cliff Pennington run a little bit farther and force Rob Johnson to throw the ball to the plate. Hurriedly, he might have made an errant throw, but this ball hit him off of his mask, and Cliff Pennington rounded the bag, just put on the brakes. So now it takes that same pitch away, maybe from League, with the runner at third base. Rajay thought he was going to try. If it were Rajay, he'd have been running through his stop sign.
Keep going. So they will walk Sweeney to face Kurt Suzuki. Part of walking Sweeney could have been the fact that Cal was 2-0, hitters count. So
the Suzukis think this is a little bit cooler than Hawaii.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt Suzuki's already done this earlier in the season. Milton Bradley, remember this play? Went back the wall. It was not as fortunate as Jack Cuss was last night. So Zook, Mark Ellis with a walk-off. Hope to get him back to the lineup soon. And Kurt Suzuki, first 2 wins for the A's, walk-off fashion.
So meetings all over the place. Pitcher, catcher, 3 infielders. Umpire comes out. Todd Steverson's talking to Ryan Sweeney.
Trick likes to talk to his base runner.
Yes, he does. So here's Suzuki. Winning runs at third, 2 outs. Taken off is Sweeney, and that one almost to the backstop. Couple of hits tonight for Suzuki, couple of runs scored, an RBI. There's a strike.
Well, if you want to really win a game, about a couple of walks, hustle, wild pitch, another wild pitch.
Yep.
Seen it happen.
Out the middle, and that's going to be the ball game. Pennington scores, and Suzuki with another walk-off. A's win it in 12, 6-5. So celebration in the middle of the diamond for the Athletics as they sweep this short 2-game series over the Seattle Mariners. 8th career walk-off hit for Kurt, the 2nd this season. So he comes through the 2-out single, scores Pennington, and the A's get back to the 500 mark at 20-20. Mom and Dad are proud, and we are heading home with a W. Suzuki wins it for the Athletics. A's 6, Mariners 5 in 11 innings. So a couple of walks indeed help the A's get the win here. Struggles for the Seattle Mariners continue. Mariners now 14-25, and they have lost 4 in a row. The A's get a couple of home wins, and now they'll get set to host the Detroit Tigers. Kurt Suzuki getting mic'd up downstairs, so we'll talk to Kurt in just a moment. But it wasn't a real pretty game, but you know what? It's a win, and that's the most important thing. So all in all, the A's come out ahead 6-5. The final, Kurt Suzuki is standing by downstairs. Kurt, congratulations. Another walk-off. You're pretty good at this stuff. Take us through the final at-bat against Brandon League. Obviously, you've seen him before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up with him, I know he's got a great arm. He's got some great movement on his sinker. So I'll just try to look for the ball up and try to stay up the middle with it and not try to roll over anything. So I was trying to look middle.
Zook, it's been an exciting week for you down in rehab. You come back to Anaheim, played a game there. You got a big hit last night to kind of get you on track again. But how hard has it been for you to get back to the playing where you are right now? It's like you've never left the ball game. You're playing so well. How did you do it in such a quick turnaround?
You just got to, I mean, the big thing was keeping your mind mentally just focused. I mean, you can get down on yourself and just, I guess, feel pity for yourself and feel sorry for yourself that you're on the DL. But, you know, you just got to stay strong mentally, keep working hard when you come back, take it slow, and just try to pick up right where you left off. And, you know, it feels good.
And Kurt, speaking of picking up right where you left off, you know, the rehab games, how much different is it? Is the speed of the game significantly different when you get back up to the big league levels? And can you get yourself ready at the AAA level?
Well, it's a huge difference down there between up here. You know, the game's a lot faster up here. And, you know, you go down there, you're just trying to get your reps in, trying to see some pitches. And, you know, don't get me wrong, there's some great players down there, some great arms. But, you know, like everybody says, you know, the big leagues is a different story.
What's it like to have mom and dad sitting over there and freezing to death? They're not used to this weather being from Hawaii, are they?
No, not so much. My mom's got like 4 blankets on her, and I'm here with short sleeves saying it's nice and cool here. It feels good. But, you know, it's great to have them here. They've been supporting me my whole life. So, you know, this is a great time for them as it is for myself.
You know what, Kurt, though, we got to squeal on your mom and dad a little bit. When you got hit by the pitch,
that's right,
they were chuckling.
Well, it's funny.
They were chuckling. Like, he's fine. No big deal.
Yeah, I grew up with Kanekoa. That's the reason why, is because, you know, I grew up with him. I played with his brother, and I coached him when he was in Little League. And so, you know, we got a little friendly rivalry going. So I kind of laughed at him, and he kind of chuckled at me back. So it was funny.
All right, Kurt, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Have you back.
So the game winner. 3 hits tonight for Kurt Suzuki. He looks like he's feeling pretty good, getting back, and just a good all-around win. The A's battled back, gave up a lead a couple times, but in the end, a 6-5 extra inning win.
You know, Landon Powell did an outstanding job. Of course, he caught the perfect game, but the one thing that, you know, you see managers around the league, we saw Mike Scioscia down in Anaheim, he said, when that guy behind the plate gets back, your ball club's going to be okay. And, of course, if you've seen what's happened with Zook coming back, get Mark Ellis back, Coco Crisp, this ball club back to 500. Now if they can just stay above that mark and just keep going, could be some exciting things.
So the A's win it 6-5 in 12 innings. They continue to play great baseball,